Hello, it's Kevin here. Time for another video about OET. Someone in the group, Telegram, link below, sent me a letter and asked me to make some corrections and comments. So, as always, first things first, disclaimer, fair use, blah blah blah, etc. Okay, so let's just get that clear, get that out of the way. Now, first thing I want to recommend, if you haven't done so, go to OET.com, download this. Alright, it's perfectly free on OET.com. You can go, you can download it, and it's got all the advice. It basically tells you all the stuff we're going to be talking about here. The 6 criteria: purpose, content, conciseness, genre, organization, layout, language, etc. Right, so it goes into that and how that kind of works. And I've got these here. They're sourced from Benchmark. Again, fair use, just to show you some more illustrations of what the criteria are. So we'll start with this. Okay, so you've got your 6 different things here: purpose, content, conciseness, genre, style, etc. So purpose is scored from 0 to 3. Content is scored from 0 to 7. Conciseness 0 to 7. So purpose 0 to 3. The remaining 5 components go from 0 to 7. Now, most of you only need a B passing grade, which is 350 plus. So that means you need 2 for purpose and 5 for content, conciseness, etc. Okay, that's all that you need. So first thing here, as it says, it must be immediately apparent your purpose, right? Clear introductory sentences that show what the letter is about and why, the reader, why I'm reading it. Choose the right verb, right? Go to the Ultimate Writing Guide, it explains this more. Is it don't just simply say I'm writing to refer. Is it an update? Is it a transfer? Is it a discharge? Are you providing? Recommending? What do you want me to actually do? Okay, so your main diagnosis, your main complaint or diagnosis needs to be, mentioned there too. So, dear Dr. Kev, I'm writing to request your definitive diagnosis of Mr. Patient, aged 62. Whose signs and symptoms are suggestive of blah, 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 blah. Or something similar, right? That's it. Now, the content, converting the case notes into complete sentences, etc. Conciseness and clarity. Now, and this comes right back to what I'm always talking about: audience and purpose. Right? Who are you writing to and for why? And you've got the conciseness and clarity, which again I've explained on several occasions. So I won't go into that too much. Just want to mention that purpose because that's pretty clear there. Genre and style. Provide facts. Now, some people sometimes put judgments in, heavy smoker or etc. Well, it says just provide facts. And organization. This is one of the main ones that people keep on getting not doing particularly well. How they organize the information, how's it actually grouped, etc. So we'll just come right down and just go into it a bit in detail, and then I have an example to have a look at. So, as it says, purpose. Why are you writing? Why am I reading it? First part, immediately apparent, right? So you get a general idea as soon as it starts. The second part is usually at the bottom, right? The conclusion. This is where you expand on what it is you want me to do. It says it's usually a detailed and specific explanation. In view of the above, I would appreciate it if you could manage, assess, test, blah, 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 Mr. Patient, blah, 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 So, purpose at the bottom. So, it wants to be at the top, at the bottom as well. So, you've got, let's scroll down. So you need a 2, but it's relatively easy to get a 3 maximum points. Not too hard at all. You just make it clear what you want me to actually do. Now, the content, right. Now, as I said before, you get your case notes, go to the task, go back into the notes and think, right, what must the reader, what must they know? Tick, 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 tick. What don't they need? Nah. Secondary importance. Okay. That's how you decide. So, like, as I keep explaining, so like, let me see, I did my last video, or video before, someone was writing about, what was it now? So there's something about, so if you're in hospital and you're writing to the GP, say, you're updating them on the condition of the patient, of, what the GP does not know is what happened in hospital. So you wouldn't include all the background information, because as a GP, they would presumably be aware. What they don't know is what happened in the hospital and what the management plan is subsequently. So, if you're writing to an endocrinologist, if it's not connected to endocrinology, don't include it. If you're writing to an oncologist, if it's not connected with oncology, don't include it. It's pretty straightforward stuff. Marital status, stuff about kids or whatever. Again, you have to think, who are you writing to and why? What do they need? And that brings me to this: conciseness and clarity. Putting stuff about unnecessary information about marital status if it's not important, or if they know what the situation is, so two sides of the same coin: conciseness and clarity. And content, genre and style, most of you know how that kind of works. Avoid contractions, informal words, be careful about how you do your jargon. That's pretty straightforward stuff. Now, organization. Now, as it says, there's no set template. And the reason why I want to emphasize this is because some people think that there is a template. A referral should have 4 paragraphs, a discharge should have 5, blah, 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 right? There's no such thing. So it's important that you've got all the parts and the content is logically grouped on theme or a chronology, and also the way you sequence the sentences in a paragraph. So it's always most important sentence first, second most important sentence second, etc. Right? And like I say, I think if you saw my previous videos, the last 2, and the 100 videos before that, I go into quite a lot of examples. So I'm not going to explain that too much here. Then you've got the language part, etc. And okay, so that is that. Let me just close that off and let's have a look. Do I want to save changes? Nah. Get off. Right. So now I haven't seen this this particular one before. William McGuire, and just like I said, fair use disclaimer for OET. So go to test first. You're writing a referral to the respiratory physician, follow-up assessment and advice on management. Okay, so we can go here. Assessment, respiratory function, significant decrease in daily activities, mild depression, needs to see, could see a psychologist, refer to a specialist, assessment, intensification treatment. Okay, and then you go into it. Right, so married, lives at home with a wife. Do we really need that? Some of the other stuff here, family history. Well, if he used to smoke 40 a day for 40 years, it's possible that could be the reason why he's not particularly well. So you've got past medical history, gout, we don't need that. You got 3 visits, your medications, etc. Okay, let's have a look. So let's see what we've got here. Now, I'm writing to refer Mr. McGuire for your advice on further management and subsequent follow-up visits. So, if we go back to that purpose, it's not particularly clear. I'm writing to refer for advice. Advice on what? What do you want me to advise him about? As it says, purpose immediately clear. What is it? Advice? Okay. So that wouldn't score well for purpose. Would it get 3? No. Would it get 2? Would it get 1? No. It's not. Okay, it's a referral, but what is it you want me to do? So anyway, purpose there, not particularly good. Mr. McGuire, 65 years of age. So now, you would usually put name, age, occupation in the purpose. I'm writing to refer Mr. McGuinness, a 65-year-old retired school teacher, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So you don't need to do it there. And if he's retired, does it really matter what his previous job was? So I'm writing to refer Mr. McGuire, aged 65, or a 65-year-old retiree, and whose symptoms are, who needs help with, etc. So still, I don't really know what it is you want me to do. I'm having to sort of guess here. Who has a history of smoking. 46, see what's the day, 40 years, quit 5 years ago. Okay, he also has family history of mild bronchitis and then allergies. So again, I'm still, we're into paragraph 2 and I'm still none the wiser what you want me to do. Okay, in August 2019, so you put name first, pronouns afterwards. In August 2019, Mr. McGuire had what? So he doesn't have a history now? So in 2019, August, he had a history. So past tense use. So he had, but so he doesn't have it now. You mean on the 1st of August 2019, Mr. McGuire presented with a form of history of chronic cough. That makes sense. What we have here doesn't really work. So died of COPD, he had his first, can't read that, infective exacerbation of COPD in 2022, for which he was hospitalised. Around June 21, he had another such episode in which sputum analysis was suggestive of then given. Right, so I have no idea. Right, this is not very clear at all. So if it's a chronology, right, so purpose, I'm writing to request your assessment and management of Mr. McGuire, 65-year-old retiree, who has a history of whatever, was it bronchitis, chronic cough, blah, 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 and who needs possible oxygen therapy, etc. or whatever, right? Put that purpose first. Then give me a history, right? A single paragraph. Mr. McGuire has a history of smoking and so. He first presented with when he returned a year later. So actually you probably wouldn't even put this because you've got 2019 and 1 year later, 2020, then nearly 1 year later, 2021. So do we really need all this? So, or you could put something like Mr. McGuire has a history of chronic respiratory condition beginning in 2019, continuing to the present day, or something such as that, right? So you don't really need to put all that in, okay? So there are no such episodes, given antibiotics, treatment, compound. You're telling me quite a lot of stuff here. So let me see if I can get on to the next one, the next page. No history of PND. There's decreased ADL, there's decreased anxiety. Clinical examination, normal temperature and pulse rate, respiratory test results show. I can't really read that. That's a bit of a scroll. Decreased breath sounds, no history of. Right. Why do people. Right. Again, here's a tip. If you're going to write it, do it on lined paper. Go, get some proper. I know you can. That's not working, is it? The camera. Or is it working? Lined paper. Get some proper lined paper. Right? Then it's going to be easier for me and whoever else, because it's a bit of a scroll. Right? I suggest you suggest to you I suggest that you do this. What you mean? In view of the above, I would appreciate if you could. Not I suggest you for intensification of the treatment and how much therapy, and your obviously expert advice for further management review. In case of any queries, please feel free to contact me. So, right, a bit of a jumble. We've got a bit of a jumble here for sure. It's not very clear. So, purpose, not very clear. Now, I'm not going to check. Now, if this were typed out, right, in like Word, I would probably move things around and kind of change stuff, but it's not. Right, so if you're going to send me photographs, there's nothing I can actually do. I keep saying, if you want to send it to me in Word, I can change it, I can move text around, etc. If it's a photograph, I cannot. I can just give you my general impression. So, if you insist on writing it, use lined paper. Right, it's going to make it easier for me and for you. Okay. Typing is better, but I would certainly, I'm speaking to the author of this now, I would certainly take a look at that OET Ultimate Writing Guide, right? Because this needs quite a bit of work. The purpose is not clear. The organization, it's all over. It needs to be one theme, a paragraph, just like in that file I showed you. So this needs quite a lot of work. The English part is not too bad. Some of the tenses might need a bit of attention, but it's purpose, organization. That's what this needs first, before anything else. Okay, right. Well, I hope that helps. I don't mean to be overly harsh, but, what can I say? So, anyway, I'll see you for the next letter, if anybody sends me one. Links below if you're watching on YouTube, and I'll see you later. Okay.